Good morning. Welcome to video number 7 in the handgun series. Today I'm going to discuss and demonstrate drawing from the holster at the 3 o'clock position with one hand only. With your strong hand, which in this case is my right hand, and then with my support hand, which is my left hand, drawing from the holster with one hand only. Now, I'm going to demonstrate drawing from the holster with one hand only in an open environment. But obviously, if you're in a gunfight, the best way to complete this technique is behind cover, if you have that opportunity. If not, then of course you'll have to perform this technique in the open. So you'll be shooting with one hand only after you draw from the holster with one hand only. Now, this leads me to kind of refresh some comments I made in the last video. Chances are you will shoot one hand only, whether it's with your strong hand or your support hand, if for some reason or another your hand or arm is dysfunctional, where you cannot get a full grip on your pistol. Obviously, you want to avoid ever having to shoot your pistol with one hand only, but the situation may present itself where you will have to shoot your pistol with one hand only to eliminate that threat. Also, as I mentioned in the previous video, when you carry your handgun on your person for self-defense, it is imperative that you keep your strong hand, whether it's your right hand or your left hand, free at all times. Keep that gun hand free at all times so you can access that pistol. Now, in a situation where you're coming from a grocery store or your local Walmart, you may be carrying packages or a bag. If that is necessary, always keep the gun hand, your support hand, free and carry that package or that bag of groceries, what have you, in your support hand. Now, in essence, allowing you to draw that firearm from your holster with one hand only and take that shot. Now, yes, it's conceivable that you're walking out of Walmart, you're carrying this bag of groceries in your support hand. In this case, it would be my left hand, and I see a threat. I can obviously drop that bag of groceries, come up with a full grip on the pistol. Yes, and that would be the most effective situation in this case, where you just drop your bag of groceries or whatever you're carrying in your support hand and access that pistol and eliminate that threat with a full grip. But you may not have that opportunity. It may be too quick. You may not have the awareness at that point in time. So it may just be a situation you draw and you shoot. Now, it is important going forward with the handgun series, and particularly when we get into the carbine and the shotgun. Situational awareness is imperative. If you're going to carry a firearm for personal protection, you have to be situationally aware of your surroundings. If you go into a restaurant, know where the entrance is, know your exits. Sit in a seat where you can visualize who's coming into that restaurant. The same thing applies if you're in your vehicle. Situationally aware when you come to a stop. How many times have we had some panhandler come to our driver's side? Just be situationally aware of your surroundings. Behind you, to the side, and obviously to the front. Now, I'll just briefly talk about this, but if you're inside your vehicle, where do you have that firearm? Is it in your appendix? Is it in your holster at the 3 o'clock position? Whatever the case may be, it needs to be readily available. Now, in my case, I have a gun magnet in my vehicle, whereby it's concealed, but yet I can have hold of the steering wheel and have my hand on my pistol in case a situation arises that is suspicious. I don't have it in a holster. I don't have it in between my legs and so forth. I have it on a gun magnet. So what I want you to do is tactically review how you carry your firearm inside your vehicle. Situational awareness, quick access to the handgun inside your vehicle is imperative. At some future date, I'll have a video on shooting from inside the vehicle and from outside the vehicle. But for now, I just want you to focus and think about where you have that handgun inside your vehicle as you are situationally aware of what's behind you, what's to the side, and what's to the front. Now lastly, let me just make a quick comment before we get started on today's video, which is drawing from the holster with one hand only. Let's talk about your home. Let's talk about carrying your firearm inside your home. Now, during this COVID-19 epidemic, so to speak, a lot of people are staying at home, working from home, what have you. Now, I had an instructor tell me once, many years ago, if it takes you longer than 2 seconds to access your firearm inside your home, you need to fix that problem. I know a lot of people keep guns in certain rooms and shotguns in the master bedroom. That's all fine and dandy, but we at times become very complacent inside our home, particularly during this period of time where a lot of people are spending a lot of time at home. So I want you to think about when you're in your living room, reading a book, watching TV, where is your pistol? Where is your firearm? If someone broke into your house, how long will it take you to access your firearm inside your home? So the situation, again, you need to think about not only where your pistol is inside your vehicle, but where is your pistol at home? Not so much at night when you're sleeping, because you have your handgun on your nightstand, whatever. That's fine. But during the day, if you're working from home or at your home, where is that pistol? Again, if it takes you more than 2 seconds to access your pistol inside your home, you have a problem. So, think about that. Review your tactical posture inside the vehicle and inside your home as it relates to accessing your firearm for self-defense. Now, give me a few minutes. I'll be right back. I'll gear up and we'll discuss and talk about today's technique, drawing from the holster with one hand only. I'll be right back. Okay, the first thing I'm going to briefly discuss and demonstrate is shooting the pistol with one hand only, but drawing from your holster with one hand only. In this case, I'll begin with my strong hand, which is my right hand, drawing the handgun from the holster at the 3 o'clock position. The important thing to remember here is especially drawing the handgun with your strong hand from the 3 o'clock position. The only thing that's different compared to the drawing of the handgun from the holster and using a full grip, nothing changes except you're not going to use your support hand in terms of bringing that support hand and that strong hand together for a full grip. What I mean is, and I keep the other hand that I'm not using behind my back for safety reasons, so it doesn't get in my workspace and so forth. Obviously, in a real firefight where you have to draw your handgun to eliminate the threat, you're not really going to pay too much attention to this support hand. If you may have something, you may be carrying something in that support hand, or it may be dangling because your arm is broken, what have you. So, you're here in this position, you notice a threat, everything stays the same as it relates to drawing from the holster that I've demonstrated and talked about before, except you're not going to use your support hand. So, getting that grip, coming out with the pistol, and going straight forward and taking your shot. Notice I'm not doing the Hollywood gangbanger pistol shooting, which is BS. Everything stays the same. Draw, extend out, sight picture, side alignment, that trigger squeeze. That's the only thing that is different, is that you're not using that support hand. In terms of you're not using that support hand coming up, getting that full grip and extending out. In this case, it's just one hand only. So I'll do a few quick demonstrations, live fire, of drawing from the holster with your strong hand at the 3 o'clock position. Obviously, if your strong hand is your left hand, you'll be carrying your pistol at the 9 o'clock position. So, now let's briefly talk about drawing your handgun from your holster with your support hand. Now, in this case, it's my left hand. So, my right hand is dysfunctional. I can't use it. My arm's broken, what have you. I see a threat. With my support hand, I reach over, grab my pistol out of the holster, insert it between my legs, making sure you keep that pinky finger out of the trigger well. Get a solid grip on the pistol. Come up, side alignment, side picture, squeeze your shot. Again, let me demonstrate. Drawing from the holster with the support hand. Now, there's other techniques. Yes, you could do the same thing. Draw a holster, put it in at appendix, come around, get a good grip, and come out. This is what I have a problem with if you put the handgun at the appendix when you're drawing with your support hand, is you're having to do this. I find this much more efficient because from here, you just step out, take your shot. Okay? So let me demonstrate again. Reach for the pistol. Draw the firearm out of the holster. Insert between your legs. Get a solid grip. Step forward, take your shot. That's drawing the pistol with your support hand at the 3 o'clock position. So let me get some live ammo and I'll demonstrate these two techniques at about 7 yards at these IDPA targets. I'll be right back. Okay, first thing I'm going to demonstrate is drawing from the holster with one hand only with the strong hand. Now I'll demonstrate drawing from the holster with one hand only, utilizing the support hand. Okay, now I'm going to briefly discuss and demonstrate how to reload your handgun with one hand only. Now, keep in mind, as I've mentioned in previous videos, the most advantageous location to reload is behind cover. But you may find yourself in a situation where you're not able to have cover in order to complete the reload. So, I'm going to demonstrate again how to reload your handgun with one hand only, knowing that either your strong hand or your support hand is disabled, dysfunctional. You can't use it. So, stand by and I'll briefly demonstrate from a dry fire scenario reloading your handgun from slide lock with one hand only. I'm going to demonstrate reloading your handgun at slide lock with one hand only, starting with the support hand. So, you're in a situation, again, if you can find cover, that is the most advantageous location to be if you're having to reload, period, and particularly having to reload with one hand only. So, I'm shooting with one hand only because my support hand is dysfunctional. So at this point in time, I've taken that last shot, I'm at slide lock. You let gravity drop that magazine. So from this position, drop the magazine, put the firearm between your legs. With that strong hand, you reach for your magazine. You insert the magazine. Coming up, using the slide release. One's in the chamber. Sight picture, side alignment, I take that shot. Again, this is reloading your handgun with one hand only because your support hand is dysfunctional. So let me demonstrate this technique once again. So, you've taken that last shot. You're at slide lock. Drop the magazine. Insert pistol between your legs. Reach for the magazine with your strong hand. Insert the magazine. As you come up, use the slide release. Put one in battery. Take your shot. That is reloading your handgun with one hand only. In this case, with your strong hand. So, now, let me demonstrate how to reload your handgun with one hand only, but in this case, we're utilizing your support hand. So you've taken that last shot with your support hand, you're at slide lock, you need to reload. Again, the most advantageous place to reload your handgun is behind cover, but in this case, we have none. So, I've taken my last shot with my support hand. I'm at slide lock. Again, I let gravity drop that magazine, but with my index finger on my support hand, I hit the slide release. I should say the magazine release. I drop the magazine. Again, I insert the pistol between my legs. I reach for the magazine from my pouch. I insert magazine. Again, as I come up into the position to fire, I'm using that index finger, sending that slide forward. Sight picture, side alignment, I take my shot. So let me demonstrate this one more time. Again, this is shooting with the support hand only and reloading your handgun at slide lock with your support hand. So, I've taken that shot with my index finger, hit the magazine release, bring the firearm in between my legs, I reach for my magazine. I insert the magazine. As I come up to fire, I use the index finger. I hit the slide release. Sight picture, side alignment, take my shot. So, that is the technique that I suggest and that I recommend in terms of reloading your pistol with one hand only. Now, there's other techniques. For example, utilizing your strong hand. You could take that last shot, slide locks to the rear, you reholster, grab the magazine, insert the magazine, draw your firearm, hit the slide release, take your shot. So that's one technique. The other technique for the support hand is at the appendix, which once again I don't recommend just because of the biomechanical issue of having to twist your wrist, grab the grip, come back out and shoot. So those are the techniques in terms of reloading your pistol with one hand only. So let me get some live ammo and I will demonstrate again shooting with one hand only, but at this point in time I will also execute a reload utilizing one hand only and then taking a second shot. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'll demonstrate with the strong hand, shooting one hand only and reloading from slide lock with one hand only. In this case, it will be my strong hand. Now I will demonstrate shooting with your support hand, reloading the handgun, utilizing one hand only, in this case, the support hand. So, that is the technique that I recommend in terms of reloading your handgun with one hand only, utilizing your strong hand and your support hand. So that concludes video number 7 in the handgun series. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you can find a range where you can practice these techniques, because most indoor ranges prohibit shooters from executing these types of techniques. An outdoor range is, of course, the best. So, until next time, honor God, love your family, and defend the Constitution.